Hear from our winning coach.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to the post-game press conference of tonight's PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup game between Ginebra and Blackwater. The Kings won 103-85. Here with us is head coach, Coach Tim Cohn. Coach, first off, just your thoughts about tonight's dominant victory.
Well, we needed a really good performance tonight. We're in the middle of the standings. We're still, I wouldn't say we're groping for form, but we're still searching ourselves a little bit at this point. And we got tonight's game was absolutely crucial for us, and another one on Friday before we leave for Bahrain, and then play a tough game against a really tough Rain or Shine. So, but these games are all really crucial for us. Just number one, to get into the playoffs. And, we just want to win as many games as we can and look up at the end of the at the end of eliminations and see where we are. Maybe we get lucky and get to that top four still. But like I said, we'd have to get lucky. A lot of things would have to break our way for that to happen. But the bottom line is we got to continue to win games. And, so every game for us right now is a playoff game.
Coach, good evening. Coach, you trailed 9-1 early in the game and called a timeout.
Yeah, they came out shooting the ball well. We didn't adjust to their zone right away. So we just wanted to get guys settled. And we wanted to get off to a really good start, so I think we were a little frustrated in the beginning of the game. And we needed to get over that frustration so we could get locked into what we needed to do. And I thought our RJ led the second group to come out, and they really ripped up the zone that they played, and they decided not to play it the rest of the game. So that's what we need to do. We need to beat that zone up so they take it away and go back to man-to-man. That was one of our goals. So we were able to do that.
Coach, were you surprised that Dal Panopia and Abu Tratter still played despite...
No, it was my understanding they're going to leave tomorrow. I believe that's what we heard from the beginning, that they would be leaving on the 11th. I wish him well. I wish Norman well, and I hope that he does really well over there. I feel a little guilty that I'm not coaching it because, I am the Gilas coach, but I'm also happy to hand it off to Norman and give him this opportunity. It's going to be a tough road for them because they weren't, it's like us in the Asian games, we couldn't get the players that we wanted, and it was really magalu all the way to the last 2 or 3 days before we left. And but we were able to, and I think that just motivated us and got us playing, and we were like, we felt we were underdogs, and so we had that underdog mentality, and that took us all the way to the gold medal. And I think there's a real good chance this could happen with Norman and his group. We had no expectations when we went to the Asian Games. There's always expectations for the Southeast Asian Games because it's something we have dominated, but we've also always brought strong teams. So this is going to be one of the, I think the only thing they're going to lack really is size. So it'll be really interesting to see how Norman plays with this group. I think it's going to be fun and exciting. It's going to be a spread out. They're going to get up and down the floor. It's going to be very interesting to watch the Southeast Asian Games with this group.
Okay, RJ, coming up your first Gilas stint, at least under kay Coach Tim,
Yeah.
malaking tulong ba yun dun sa nilaro mo ngayon?
Obviously, yung confident ko mas iba. Of course, I'm very grateful na nakabalik din ako ng Gilas, and of course with Coach Tim. And siguro happy din ako na alam mo yun na nagagawa ko ulit yung part ko as a Gilas member. So hopefully magtuloy-tuloy, and I'm ready to serve the country every time they called me. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and very thankful.
Coach, how about Justin watching the game?
It's always cool to have Justin here. He's such a great guy, great kid. I'm heartbroken about what happened with RHJ. He's such a competitor, and he plays so hard all the time. you know, but because he's that kind of competitor, he's going to come back strong. You know, he's a workoutaholic, so you know, there's no doubt he's going to come back strong. Just going to take him some time, but he'll come back 100%, I'm sure. He's really not that. He's very young still, so I don't see it being an issue for him. But so Justin will take on the cudgels for him now with Moralco in the EASL and Siam, because they looked like they were really going to be a dominant team with the group that they had. But I'm sure they'll find someone to help out, whether it be RHJ's brother or somebody else. But you know, they'll get somebody else to help out. And you know, Justin's a winner, man, and RHJ's a winner too. But anybody is going to be really thankful to have him on their team. He's going to make those guys winners.
Do you still allow Justin to play for the AASL after what happened?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, those are freak things that happen. You know, Justin's smart with his body. If he feels there's something wrong, he will back off. You know, but you know, that could have happened anywhere. It could have happened in practice. It could have happened anywhere. You know, so those freak injuries like that. You know, RHJ hasn't been playing a lot of basketball, so it's not like he wore down because he hasn't been playing too much. So, you know, I just think that's just one of those freak things that happen. And, you know, and, you know, God forbid it happens, something like that happens to Justin, but that's just part of the game. You know, we say that all the time, but it truly is part of the game.
Coach, thank you po. And thanks, RJ. Congrats on the win.